to Reinventing. This is a podcast about what it means to become something new, again and again. Not because we want to, because we have to. Because standing still doesn't feel like an option anymore. So I thought I'd start this off with something that's been in my head for a while. Maybe you've heard it. Picture a wave. Yeah, like on the ocean. You can see it, you can measure it, you can ride it, if you're lucky. But eventually it crashes on the shore, and it's gone. Except, it's not gone. The water is still there. The wave was just another way for the water to be, for a little while. I heard that in The Good Place, and it hasn't left me since. It's a Buddhist idea that death isn't the end. It's just the wave returning to the ocean. But I think it's also about life and reinvention. Because maybe you're not who you were a year ago, or 5, or 10. Maybe you were a wave, one kind of shape, one kind of energy, one kind of you. But something happened. You broke, or maybe you chose to crash. And now you're just water again. Figuring out what kind of wave you'll be next. This podcast is my way of doing that out loud. I want to talk to people. Some who've been through the storm, some who are just starting to ride it. I want to learn what keeps them going, what makes them change, what makes them stay. Because I'm still figuring it out too. So yeah, that's Reinventing. Not some polished self-help thing, not some hero's journey. Just real people, real waves, and me, trying to become a new one. Thanks for being here. So why now? I think a better question might be, why not sooner? I've been circling this idea for a long time. Reinvention, change, the whole new chapter thing. And I've tried a bunch of ways to do it. Some loud, some quiet, some that felt like running away, and some that felt like coming home. But lately it feels like the stakes have shifted. The world is spinning faster, or maybe I'm just feeling slower, but either way, I've started asking myself harder questions like, who am I if I'm not who I used to be? What happens when the roles I've played, worker, creator, parent, partner, whatever, start to crack? What's left under all that? And what if reinvention isn't about becoming someone else, but remembering someone I used to be before I forgot? That's what this podcast is. It's not an answer, it's an exploration. It's a place for people to show up and say, here's who I am right now. Maybe, if we're lucky, leave just a little bit changed. You're going to meet some incredible people on this journey. Some of them are close friends. Some are people I've admired from a distance. And some I'm just meeting for the first time. But when you hear their stories, you'll understand why I had to bring them here. A few of them have inspired characters in a show I'm creating called Hello World. But we'll talk about that later. What matters is that they all have something to teach us about starting over, about staying curious, about becoming. And I think that's the key. Reinvention isn't a one-time event. It's a habit. It's a mindset. A willingness to admit you're still learning, even when it's terrifying. So if you're here because something in you is shifting or breaking or waking up, welcome. You don't have to know what comes next. but we can figure it out together, one conversation at a time. You've been listening to Reinventing. If this resonated with you, tell someone about it. Or don't. No pressure. I'll be back next episode with my first guest, someone who's been instrumental in my own reinvention. You're going to love him. His name is Tron Kendrick. You don't know him yet, but you will. He's a writer, a performer, a thinker, and he's one of the main reasons I'm even doing this show. If Reinvention had a hype man, well, it would be Tron. And I can't wait to introduce you. Until then, be kind to yourself and ride the wave.